People always think kindness is the greatest virtue in the world. We've always been told that being kind opens doors, attracts blessings, and reaps rewards. Before we go deep into this video, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been taken advantage of because of your kindness? Share your experience with us in the comments. Since childhood, we've been conditioned to be kind, patient, and tolerant. We were told that kindness was the key to happiness and prosperity. And we grew up with that lie, that sweet poison served to us as absolute truth. Before we continue, I have to warn you. If you're here to be comforted in your beliefs, to hear what you've always wanted to hear, this video isn't for you. I'm here for those who are thirsty for the truth, for those who dare to question everything they've been taught. I'm not here to discourage you from being a good person. I'm here to open your eyes to how kindness has become a trap in our modern society. At the end of this video, you'll have a choice. Accept the truth and change, or stay in your comfort zone and face the consequences. For decades, great minds understood this. From Spinoza to Freud, from Napoleon Hill to Machiavelli, they warned us. They knew society would become a trap for those without the intellectual tools to understand it. They knew the world wouldn't always reward kindness. Today, we're going to dive into the powerful thinking of the great Carl Jung, the man who spent his life exploring the depths of the human soul, the man who decoded the mechanisms of our psyche. With him, we'll understand why, in our current world, kindness can be a fatal weakness. We'll see how it's become a mask, a prison, and most importantly, we'll discover how to free ourselves. Believe it or not, you've either already fallen into one of the kindness traps, or you will. No one can deny it because we've all been kind at some point in this life. A very common observation today is that most people who are now heartless, mean, and difficult were once very good people. This video will be your mirror, because at the end of it, you'll never judge anyone again. You'll finally understand that this world is not run by the weak. Before we continue, I'm offering you a free ebook to thank you for supporting the channel. Download it now and begin your journey towards self-discovery, dream interpretation, and shadow work. The link in the description and the channel page. So what are the traps of kindness in this world? First, the primary trap of kindness is what Carl Jung called the shadow. According to him, there is a repressed part within each of us, a part that contains everything we reject about ourselves, our darkest desires, our most brutal emotions, anger, jealousy, aggression, and so much more. This is the dark part of you that no one else knows. To be that good person that society expects us to be, we tend to repress this shadow, to deny it, to push it into the most remote corners of our unconscious mind. From a young age, we've been conditioned to be afraid of our own shadow. We've been told phrases like, "Be good," "Don't get mad," "That's not nice." We learned that anger is a toxic emotion, that aggression is a character flaw, and that saying no is disrespectful to others. So we played the game. We became that kind person, always smiling, always ready to help. We learned to stifle our frustrations, ignore our needs, and swallow our pride. Every time a friend asks for a favor we don't want to do, we say yes through gritted teeth. When a colleague loads their work on us, we agree with an internal sigh. We laugh at an uncomfortable joke to avoid being the buzzkill. But at what cost? Jung understood this well. What you repress doesn't disappear. On the contrary, it accumulates. It's like a balloon we inflate inside ourselves day after day with every frustration, every unsaid word, every compromise. Your shadow doesn't dissolve, it gets stronger. It grows in silence, in the depths of your psyche, and it waits for its moment. And one day it strikes. It's no longer a small frustration. It's a disproportionate outburst of anger, an explosion of rage over something insignificant. It's a burnout that completely drains you because you've given too much without ever protecting yourself. It's a depression that sets in, the total exhaustion of your soul. In this case, kindness is not a virtue. It's an act of self-denial. It's a slow emotional suicide. You're slowly killing yourself so as not to bother others, to stay in the role that society has chosen for you. But you're not here to be nice. You're here to be whole. Think of all those times you smiled while clenching your teeth, when you said yes when you wanted to scream no. That silent rage, that rising frustration, that's your shadow knocking on the door, and the more you keep it locked up, the stronger it gets. One day, it explodes, often in the worst way. A disproportionate fit of rage, depression, a burnout. Kindness in this case isn't a virtue, it's a denial of self. It's a slow emotional suicide. Now, the second crucial point is to understand that in our society, kindness is no longer just a quality. It has become a transaction. We are kind because we expect to receive something in return. Recognition, thanks, a favor. We expect others to return the favor, to be as kind to us as we have been to them. But life, reality, the world is not a fair exchange system. There are people who will take again and again without ever giving anything back. We grew up believing that kindness was our shield. But in our modern world, for some, it's a signal of vulnerability. There are people who see your kindness not as a strength, but as a weakness to exploit. In our world today, we've been taught to see kindness as our greatest shield, a suit of armor against the world's harshness. We believe it protects us and attracts good things. But for a certain type of person, kindness isn't a strength. It's a signal of vulnerability. It's an open invitation. These people, a kind of social predator, have a sixth sense for those who struggle to set boundaries. They see your inability to say no, your need to please others, and your hesitation to stand up for yourself. To them, this isn't a sign of a good heart. It's a weakness to be exploited. They sense it like sharks smell blood in the water. Your kindness becomes a green light for them to take and take and take. They are social predators and they are everywhere. They're not necessarily mean or cruel in the classic sense, but they are opportunistic. They have a sixth sense for spotting people who have a hard time saying no. They sense that passive energy, that inability to set boundaries, and they pounce like sharks smelling blood in the water. Your kindness becomes a free pass for abuse, both big and small. It's the colleague who always asks you to cover their coffee break. It's the acquaintance who only calls when they need a favor. It's the family member who guilts you into getting what they want. This isn't bad luck. It's not destiny. It's a pattern. They don't exploit you because they're mean. They exploit you because they can. And it's your boundless kindness that gives them that power. The worst part is that you don't always realize it at first. You tell yourself, it's normal to help. That's what being a good person is. But deep inside, a bitterness grows, a dull frustration. You feel drained, used, and you don't understand why you feel like the whole world is taking advantage of you. It's because you've turned your kindness into a billboard that says, available 24/7. The true test of your character isn't to be kind to everyone, but to know how to protect your energy, to know how to choose who you offer your kindness to and when. We've all known that person who complains about being too nice and always getting taken advantage of. In reality, this person isn't kind. They are waiting. They are secretly hoping that their kindness will bring them a benefit. And when it doesn't happen, they feel betrayed, bitter, and withdraw. It's a survival strategy that has failed, because true kindness, the kind that expects nothing in return, is a rare and powerful thing. But transactional kindness is worthless currency. Now the question is this: how do we get rid of this social trap that's destroying us? First, we're not going to become selfish monsters. We're going to become whole human beings by accepting our shadow and cultivating a new strength: assertiveness. Assertiveness isn't aggression. Aggression is attacking others. Assertiveness is defending yourself. It's being able to say no without guilt. It's being able to set clear boundaries and enforce them. It's being able to express your needs and opinions, even if it makes others uncomfortable. You must learn to negotiate your kindness. Give it to those who deserve it. Refuse it to those who want to abuse it. It's a form of self-love that most people have never developed. It's the only way not to get exhausted, not to drain your energy. True kindness isn't a weakness. It's a conscious choice. For that, you must learn to negotiate your kindness. We've always believed we should give without counting, but in reality, you have to choose who you offer that precious energy to. You must learn to give it to those who deserve it, those who respect you and reciprocate. And above all, you must refuse it to those who want to abuse it, those who see you as just an inexhaustible resource. This isn't selfishness, it's self-love. It's a form of respect for yourself that most people have never developed. They've been conditioned to drain their energy for others until they have nothing left to give. This is why so many nice people end up exhausted, bitter, and cynical. Your energy is your most precious currency. Every time you do a favor, listen to a friend complain for hours, or help someone who has never done anything for you, you're investing your energy. If you invest it poorly, you will end up in emotional bankruptcy. Learning to negotiate your kindness is becoming the guardian of your own energy. It's the only way not to get exhausted, not to be drained. It's the only way to remain whole, authentic, and able to give sincerely without expecting anything in return. Because when we give without a hidden agenda, that's where true kindness is revealed. It's a skill that will change your life. Jung taught us that to become a complete individual, you have to integrate your shadow, not deny it. You have to embrace that part of us that is capable of anger, strength, and selfishness, not to let it take over, but to control it, to transform it into a powerful tool. And for all this to work, there are steps to follow. First, recognize your shadow. Listen to that inner voice that tells you you've been treated unfairly. Allow yourself to feel the anger, frustration, and disappointment. Write them down, analyze them. Don't let them control you, but don't ignore them anymore. They have something to tell you. Next, learn to say no. This is the most important muscle you need to develop. Start with small things. Learn to decline an invitation if you don't want to go. Tell a colleague you don't have time to do their work. It's uncomfortable at first, but each no makes you a little stronger. And finally, set clear boundaries. It's up to you to define the rules of your own life. Don't let anyone violate them. If someone disrespects you, say so.